A Bugatti go-kart?
A Bugatti Type 2 style go-kart.
52.
Type 52, sorry. Yeah, so I picked this, and I picked it even though it should have expired by the time we got to it.
Did expire. It sold for $5,800.
I picked it because it's modeled after an electric Bugatti made in the 20s and 30s or 30s and 40s
I don't
as a
think it's
child's
electric.
car.
From 27 to 36.
As a scaled down electric version of the Type 35 Grand Prix for kids. And I thought that was just an interesting thing that Bugatti did that 100 fucking years ago.
I don't think they did.
They didn't do this one,
No,
but they did one. This
An electric one?
Yeah,
100 years ago.
like a scaled down electric version. It was for kids.
It says, which was
yeah.
a child's car
So
offered by the automaker.
they built one like this.
Yeah, I thought you meant the full-size one was
No.
electric.
But still,
Sure.
I don't think of 1927 and think, oh yeah, electric cars for kids or electric cars at all. And I thought that was interesting.
There were more electric cars back then.
Well, by variety, you mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of brands that made electric cars.
Which is, I guess, fine as long as you don't have to go very far. Which is kind of
And
still the case.
there were steam powered cars.
Which are cool because they'll run on whatever burns and water.
I mean, it's neat and all.
I don't
Done well.
particularly care about that one. I just liked the backstory.
Okay.
I guess if I were sitting on an enormous pile of money, I would go, sure, I'll have that.
So that sold for $5,800.
I think given that that's pretty nicely made, that's not terrible,
Okay,
right?
sure.
Yeah. I mean,
In my real life, I don't have a place to put it, and I wouldn't spend $5,800 on it anyway. But in Magic, I have lots of money and space land. I would have that just for shits and giggles.
Would you fit in it?
it's got cable-operated drum brakes.
I don't know. My nephew would.
Okay. Sure.
And Bear would try.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you came over to my house and I said, "Hey, Bear, you want to take out that Bugatti Type 52 style go-kart," you'd try and squeeze into it, wouldn't you?
I don't think so.
No?
No. I think it looks really small.
Yeah. Okay. So from that go-kart to that one,
That's not a go-kart.
um,
Well, it's a
It's
2013 Morgan three-wheeler.
Super Dry Edition. What does that mean?
I don't know. But
Oh,
apparently it's either
Japan's?
a race car or made to look up like one.
a
Made up to
British
look like
clothing company.
Why is it Japan?
I don't know.
As you know, I like those, and I thought that one had kind of a cool look about it.
Is that Vogue tires? Oh, those are Goodyears?
I like the interior.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the I like it. It could use like one of those bomber mouth things on it.
A what?
Like the
Like the
toothy.
teeth and the tongue and the whatever's going on with that.
Probably not real popular in Japan.
Yeah, I would guess not. I don't know why it
I don't think I might keep the 23. I'd probably get rid of the lettering. I might
Why
not
wouldn't it be
keep.
popular in Japan?
Um, well, that's an American aircraft thing.
Oh, you're saying that. Okay. And it's British.
Yeah, but it's got the Japan thing on it, and it's got Japanese. It's got looks like kanji on the back of it. So I don't know what they're shooting for there, but I think the bomber style artwork on the front would be inconsistent with the Japanese writing on the back.
Okay.
I do think, generally speaking, those would look good with a fighter bomber or whatever mouth on the front. You can even have it so it's like trying to eat the wheel.
Yeah,
Anywho, I like that one.
I like it in matte silver. You don't see them like that a whole lot. And the
Uh,
interior is nice on it.
I wonder if that is just bodywork metal or if that's painted.
It looks like paint or a
Yeah,
wrap or something.
says it's finished in matte silver.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those.
30 grand.
You're not a big fan of those?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Ooh.
the Morgan three wheeler.
Yeah, fair enough.
30 grand, 2 days left. Yeah,
Definitely not at
I'm out.
$30,000.
Well, if I had the money, I mean, I would have had the one that came with the copper wheels and all that a couple weeks ago before this one. But I do like that one.
Yeah. Oh my God, a 1948 Indian Chief in burgundy.
I also picked this one. That's
Look how tiny the muffler is.
it's probably got a tiny little engine. Well, 74 is not tiny. That's 1200-ish. Um, I don't generally like swooshy bodywork motorcycles, but I have kind of a soft spot for Indians, and so I picked this one.
It's got a shifter, maybe, if
Yep,
that's what that
it's a
is.
jockey shift.
Also appears to have basically the same size tire on the front and the back, which I don't know if maybe that's an old motorcycle thing.
I believe it is.
Well, we know that's a Soren favorite feature of motorcycle things.
The same size tire on the front and the back?
Yeah, usually big and knobbly, which
No,
those are kind of big and knobbly tires.
that's not a Soren favorite.
Prove me wrong.
I don't have any motorcycles that have that.
Well, that's not good proof.
It's the only proof I can provide.
And who
Uh,
says you really love your motorcycles?
and I like the big air cooled V, and I like the way they do the shock on those. I mean, it's not a great design, but I think it looks good
Yeah, I mean, that's a good looking bike.
Is it?
I think so.
for what it is.
Again, not $20,000 good looking
There's a lot of things that kind of pretend to that style, but that's kind of where that style comes from.
for me at least.
And it's probably not very fast or agile or fun to ride.
And
I'm sure it's fun to
I
ride.
don't think I like any of it. I think I like the Indian in the front, and I like the luggage rack on the back, and maybe the seat.
Well, that's a fair amount of it.
It's three parts of the whole entire motorcycle, Soren.
The front and the back and the middle.
No, the Indian light on the front, the luggage rack on the back, and then the seat in the middle.
Well, I would not pay 20 grand for that unless my monetary situation was vastly different than it is now. But I do like it.
It's just,
If my grandpa had that and I inherited it, I would be pleased with that and I would take good care of it. How's that?
and that
Sure.
seat is suspended or not?
I don't think it is.
Because it
I
looks
think
like
it's
it's
just
just a
on a stick.
post.
I think it is. I think this is a pivot.
Oh, there's a spring in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably springs in the seat.
Yeah. Looks like there's some.
Maybe even like a leaf spring that just runs across and sits on that bar.
Could be. Yep.
Yeah, still don't like it.
Which technically that's a saddle, not a seat.
Whatever it is, it's not going on the wall.
Oh,
Well, there you go.
it's not even good enough for a wall hanger.
No.
Also old.
A 327 powered 35 Chevy Coupe street rod. Now, this is a better way to spend 20 some $1,000.
Well, it's got kind of
Well, let's just
So,
keep
I
that
have
just
questions.
Okay, fire away.
Assuming that has been um, called uh, slashed, a little bit top
chopped.
chopped.
I would hope so.
It looks like there's not a whole lot of windshield in the front. Um, I like those wheels, but I don't know how I feel about the 327 because I don't know what that's from.
Well, I don't have too much to say bad about it. I didn't even pick it. I didn't even see it.
Um, like that it has body work around the engine because that's a thing on cars like that that pisses me off.
It looks like it's the original 35 body.
Yeah. It's got a
Just the wood
weird
was
thing where
replaced
the
with.
license plate is. It's like an extra panel. I don't know if that was original or not.
I'm not sure.
Well,
Probably
it
not.
probably was, but it might not have been savable.
No, it's fabricated at traditional metal craft. The rear valance.
Ah,
It would have had a rear balance, I would think.
I don't know. It might have
Probably
had
had
some like big carriage trunk collar and a
Bumper.
bumper or
or a
something.
spare tire.
Yeah,
Well, I think overall that's pretty good.
I agree.
I think the wheels look great.
The wheels are a phenomenal choice. The color, I think, looks really good on it.
And a
And
green interior.
it's not a color I usually like. That interior is the same color as office furniture from the 50s and 60s.
It is. Or just army office furniture
Right.
from probably still different.
2010.
My dad had an army desk. It was one of those metal ones
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid, and it was pretty close to that color on the outside. Like the metal part of it was pretty close to the bodywork color. And then the actual desktop was this dark olive green formica shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good desk though.
Yeah.
Company. Great.
Sturdy.
But he moved it to the basement. Guess you got to do that.
Uh,
I like the colors. I like the interior. I think this is all custom. I don't know if pretty sure that's all custom. Not sure
it's got to be a custom.
what the gauge is from.
It's got to be a custom unit.
It seems to be pretty tastefully done, which is not always the case for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I really like those wheels.
The wheels are,
Those are really nice.
There.
yeah.
That looks pretty amazing.
Doesn't it look like that the way the door turret's made, like that middle piece should like slide down and come out, fold
Yeah.
down and be like 50K or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's the gauge cluster. Some pretty simple fixings there. Kind of like that carpet too.
Yeah.
Even the like 2 tons of it. I can do that.
Wow.
I'm gonna guess that's not a factory thing, but they did a pretty good job of making it look like it belongs in that era.
I think it is a factory thing.
Okay.
I
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
You don't?
No.
Well, here's the thing. Whether it is or not, it fits that car.
It's only got 340 miles on it. That's original.
That could have been more better done.
Dundered.
That could have been done in a way that looks more continued, like it fits in.
Yeah, but it's so hidden. You wouldn't see it until you're sitting in there. And the radio's in the back.
Yeah, that's a really nicely done car.
Where are we at? 80, 100, 2
I think it
million?
was at 24,000.
Ooh, 5 days
5 days
left.
left.
There's not much about that that I would immediately want to change. Other than
No.
maybe hiding the radio and changing that shifter console to look just a little bit more like it belongs to you.
Wow.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, I don't think I'd change much on that. That's the downside to cars like this. You probably won't go for anywhere near.
What's been put into it?
Oh no.
You never know. That might tickle somebody's fancy. Somebody with deep pockets.
I
Yeah,
could be
but
a big ask if it
I mean,
gets
just look
close
at
to
the frame
100.
rails with the speed holes.
Yeah.
It looks like the exhaust is coated to,
Well, and looks like the engine's painted,
yeah,
transmission's painted.
Well, then maybe it doesn't make reserve.
and there's a lot of detail work on that. That's expensive.
Unless you're the guy doing the detail work, and then it's just time consuming.
I think just starting with the metal body and making it look that good.
And the brakes.
Looks like we have knockoffs on the aluminum drums, unless those are disc.
Look very disky.
No,
I mean, I could accept drum brakes.
got trophies.
I mean, it looked like well, I don't know if it would have been a Riddler contender, but
Um,
looked like they were going for something sort of like that.
Actually, let's look and see if the picture page will load.
That last picture was unpainted. Also looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like it looks like it was in a magazine in metal with no
Yeah.
headlights.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Oh,
picture's gonna
I
look.
don't think that's going to load. Okay. But you can see all the frame detail stuff.
Yeah,
Looks like those are
some of that's machine.
custom built headlights.
There appears to be a can of paint.
All the floors
That's the
fabricated.
rear tub.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. I like it, especially at 24,000.
I wonder if they've made money on that from shows and movie and bracelets and shit.
Don't think so.
Well,
I think you make money on that stuff. Don't think anybody's paying you to bring your car to a car show.
I don't know. That might be worth spending money on that, other than just getting directly fully. Next.
Ah, Nash Metropolitan dashboard.
Huh.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm,
65 Volvo PV544 Sport.
Yeah, I picked that. I picked it because
Not sure even what that
I
is.
like the way it looks.
well, it's a Volvo.
It's probably not a very good car to drive. I would not
I think they're not terrible.
to pay very much.
I think don't the like all the little kids have rally cars, like all the little
Oh,
banger races.
I think that was a Top Gear,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They might have been using those. Yeah,
I think they all had those, or there was a bunch of them there.
that was what they started out with the
Yeah,
class.
because they're yeah
Looks pretty cool.
rear wheel drive.
It's got a couple of SU carburetors, which I now know how to rebuild. So, Soren, if
Is that
you,
from the MG?
yeah. So if you buy anything that's got SUs on it,
Well, I will certainly bear that in mind if I buy anything that has AC on it.
So you're gonna buy a Range Rover?
True, but it could happen.
It's got a fairly modern AC pump. It's like serpentine belts.
Yeah.
No, that's a V belt.
I can't imagine that came with a hydraulic would prop.
Probably not. Yeah, that's neat. I mean, it's not me,
I don't
but
know, but
it
I
looks
want
like
it.
somebody put a lot of time and effort into that.
But I like it.
Yeah. That's it's an oddball.
I even kind of like the red, just stooly wheels on it.
Yeah,
Well, you would definitely look like Santa Claus if you were driving that thing around.
Because it looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
and it's red and green.
Is it green?
It's
I'd like to
green.
be
Well,
red.
it says gold and yellow.
Well, that's not correct.
Oh no, factory finished in
Yeah.
gold and yellow.
Green
Cypress
metallic.
green.
Hmm. I didn't realize that was green. I thought it was black. I would definitely look like Santa Claus if I was driving that around.
It's got Volvo mud
You know,
flaps.
if I become a professional Santa when the age
Holy
arrives,
cow.
I might just try and find that and buy it.
It sold previously for $42,000.
Oh,
How do you?
it's not gonna sell for
Oh,
that.
That's wild.
3 years ago, and it sold for 28.5
A year later.
a year later. Oof.
I could see it.
Sorry, lubricator.
Somebody took it in the pants, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. The person who bought it for 28.5 might make their money back. It's got almost a day left.
Yeah, they got close. I mean, they've got to pay the fee and everything.
It'd be a wash. I mean, he's had it for 3 years
Right.
almost.
I like it though. Good pick, Soren.
Thanks.
74 Alpha GTV 2000
Right.
In yellow.
I
in
picked
yellow.
this because I like the wheel. I
Yeah.
like alphas. I don't normally like yellow cars. There are a few exceptions, and I think that one looks good in yellow. Maybe a TR6 and sometimes a Ferrari in yellow. That's about it. And I think that's a great interior.
I agree. This was one of my picks. Um, but it didn't make the final. And I think one of these would be really fun to have. Even at 30 grand.
Even if it's not a step nose.
Yeah, I like a smooth nose more.
Yeah, I like the lines of it.
They look more finished. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good looking car. And
I'd be
you're a fan of those wheels, Soren.
I like those wheels, yes.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
I don't like the idea of trying to clean those wheels. Um,
I would not have pegged you as
but
liking
I
those
and
wheels.
I don't know that I'd like those wheels on anything else, but I like those wheels on that. I think they look like they go with it.
I think those wheels look good on a lot of Italian cars from that era.
Do they?
I think.
What are they?
I have no idea. But they kind of remind me
It
of a
says
Mira.
14-inch Melver Major.
That, while containing information, doesn't have a great deal of value to me.
I've never heard of those wheels.
Yeah.
So, is it just the picture, or is it a different yellow on the fenders versus the hood?
It's just a picture.
It's sunlight.
Yeah, good looking car. 30 grand?
Eh,
If I had enough money,
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
if 30 grand was in my budget, I might well just go, well, that's what it's going to get spent on because I like it.
yeah,
And I feel like that's not probably too much of a turd to drive.
I think
No, it'd be a
from
fun
what I
car.
hear, they're really fun to drive.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of stuff from the 70s is not good to drive.
it'd be a fun car to drive.
Also, that looks like it has been Either very well maintained or very well cleaned, and hopefully both.
I think that's been cleaned and restored, or at least painted. All right. So 3 yays, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good car. Oh, here we go with that Alfa Romeo Spider.
Okay, so I don't like the wheels on this one.
Really?
Why?
Because they look like Ferrari wheels, and I don't really like those wheels on a
Yeah.
Ferrari either.
What?
But it's good colors. I like the Spider Veloce.
I think those wheels look great on that car.
Eh,
Yeah, I
well,
do
then
too.
I won't recycle them if I buy it. How's that? That's at what 3,100.
Yep.
So if I drove by the little dealership on 42 and they had that sitting out front and it said 3,100, I would stop and look at it and take it for a drive, and I might just go, here's a credit card, I'll have that.
What dealership on 42?
Not 42, London
They're
Road.
he
And
moved.
did they move?
Yeah, he moved from Industrial Parkway and 42. That
No,
one.
no, not the John Glenn Auto
Yeah.
Sales. I bought a car there once about 30 years ago. Um, Terrible car.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of the one in Delaware on London Road, little MB, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
If that was just sitting there and I drove by it, I would turn around and come back and look at it. And for 3,100, I'd probably buy it.
I think for 3,100 you would buy two of them.
Well, it seems unlikely that he would have to. I don't like the wheels. I'd probably look for something else. Unless, somebody convinced me that was
Well,
a poor choice.
I think those are great looking wheels, and you probably wouldn't have trouble getting rid of them. So there's that.
Yeah, it's good green.
I don't know what to say on that one. I worked on one of those this week.
Then does that make you not like them?
Well,
Is the engine different than the GTV?
no. The one we just looked at?
Yeah,
No.
that's what I thought. A 53 Bentley R-Type saloon
4-speed.
with a 4-speed. You got a row gears in this thing?
And I think these had the shifter on the right and with the right-hand drive.
Why does the driver have a roof? Oh wow.
Never,
Right-hand drive and right shifting.
never understood why they did that.
So this is a me pick, and it's a me pick because I like the kind of old leaving the estate car.
There's your shifter.
Yeah.
And I just think they're kind of cool. I'd be willing to have that for a reasonable price. I don't remember what it was at, but
I think I was in a Bugatti.
that shifter was in a Bugatti.
Well, they did the same thing.
I mean, that would
It
be
was
easier.
it was right-hand drive and the shifter was on the right.
That'd be easier for me to drive. Left-hand drive person.
Yes. It's just a little more difficult to get in and out of. That one's not too bad. Pretty sure I think it was a Bugatti. And the way the door opened and where the seat was, you kind of had to bend yourself around to get into the driver's seat
Try
around
not
the
to
shifter without,
knock your balls off on the shifter every time
yeah,
you got in and
or
out.
knock it out of gear.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a no on that one.
So what's it at? $5,000?
Yeah.
I think for $5,000, if that were in, like present and actually $5,000, I might have that just because I think it's cool looking.
What would you do with it? Do weddings?
Drive my
Weddings.
wife to the movies.
No, I mean, you'd have to do weddings here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Figure out what I'm going to do with it later. I like it.
Rent it to a movie studio every once in a
Sure.
while.
Sure.
Have it leaking oil all over wherever it's parked.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
Well, it's British.
okay. So I'm
Man,
a no on that one.
yeah, that's a big.
53 R-type saloon.
It sounds cool. Bentley R-Type saloon,
Yeah.
4-speed.
I think it looks cool.
think the front looks kind of cool. I don't know.
What's that? For $5 grand, I'd probably have it.
Sure.
For $5
If it were
grand,
50 grand, I
a
wouldn't even think
bargain.
about it.
I knew it. I scrolled past this thing so fast. The Ferret Mark half,
Well, I think that's a
Mark 12.
63 Daimler Ferret Mark 1/2.
Uh,
That's my guess.
I just put that on there because I like the wheels.
yeah, I
And
scrolled past it so fast.
I mean, I don't know what I would do with it. I'm not willing to pay $15,000 for it. Certainly with the fake M2 on top of it.
It's got flare launchers.
I just think that would be a fun thing to like park in the mall parking lot.
It's got a fake
You think
fiberglass M1919.
It's not gonna have 1919.
Huh?
But okay, whatever.
What?
Fine, I accept that.
What are you saying?
It's got a fake gun on top.
Okay.
the school bus would enjoy running that over?
I think that would have a pretty good chance against the school bus.
You think so? Center seat position?
It's light armor.
It's yeah.
I mean, it's like I think that's basically a light armor recon vehicle.
Yep.
So it's going to be significantly heavier built than most cars, and obviously significantly lighter built than a tank.
Right.
But
So it might weigh as much
for
as the
things I
bus.
can park on the street in front of my house to be hit by a school bus, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's got a 5-speed episodic semi-automatic transmission with an H-type center differential.
What does epicilic? Where's that?
Not sure. Not sure what an H-type center differential is either.
Whatever it is, it sounds cool. And I bet it works.
So we don't need to look at this very long. Even I wouldn't have it.
Carburetor. You wouldn't have it?
I wouldn't have it for what it's asking. I just think it's good
Oh.
looking.
It comes with
What was the asking?
comms.
15,000 right now, but it's got 5 days left.
That would be. I mean, you could drive to Sunoco.
Yeah, pull it up with the Sunoco or whatever. Not as good as us
Are you
pulling up with
kidding
the
me?
Sunoco and Sunoco suits with the Sunoco drum.
You know how
It's not huge.
yeah, you would drive that thing all over the place.
You probably would.
I might.
Leave the 1919 covered.
Yeah. Could you strap your
apparently is
wagon to the
strictly
back of
because
it?
It's got a license plate on it.
Yeah.
That thing looks like it's the size of a Miata or something.
Yeah, you're in at 15.
Yeah, you know what? I might be in at 15.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
Monroeville.
You don't even have to fill it up with gas. That'd be fun.
Can't legally fill it up with gas.
Yeah, roll in and have them try and figure out where to fill it up at.
Probably just have them put the gas in the gas can.
Okay. Think I'm out on that one.
Yeah, I'm out. Soren's definitely in. Whoa, a 96 Impala SS.
35,000 miles.
Okay, so this is also me. Apparently, we're just doing these in order.
What?
My people. I have a soft spot. You know, I don't
No,
like American cars in
you
general.
don't.
I have a soft spot for the 90s Impalas. I like the shape. I like the wheels. Normally, I prefer them in black, kind of murdered out. But that's not a bad color. So I picked it.
I think this is the only other color they came in.
You might be right.
At any rate, in the 90s, I wanted one of those.
I like them.
If I could pick one up, I'd prefer it, as I said, murdered out. But if I could pick one up for relatively inexpensive, I mean, that's not crazy given the miles that are on it.
No.
Yeah, a little
Good
crusty.
golly. That's a
Yeah, it is a bit
that's a
pricey.
bold way to spend almost 20 grand.
Well, I didn't see a murdered out one that was in better condition.
Yeah, those things are usually pretty ragged out.
Yeah, they are.
I like the way they look.
North Carolina. I'd fly in and drive that home with you.
Where's it at?
North Carolina. I don't know where Clemens is, but
They have a football team.
I don't think that's
Next.
Ooh, I think this is one of mine, a 1961 Maserati 3500 GT.
it's a premium listing.
And
103,000.
Soren didn't even want it.
I like the wheels. I like the shape. I don't like that it says Maserati.
Oh, God. This
Why?
thing's gorgeous.
Because I feel like Maserati is synonymous with douchebag.
I think those are good Maseratis.
Yeah,
Soren.
that's not a
And
douchebag Maserati.
it might not be, but it's also the 60s in Italian,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's
Really good.
basically you're lucky if it doesn't start an electrical fire every single time you start it.
That's
I don't think that's
British.
true.
These are probably pretty good.
I do imagine that that's probably pretty fun to drive.
Yep.
Aluminum
Because
block, aluminum head.
It's 3.5 liter.
Yep.
I bet that thing
LS6,
sounds
probably pretty light.
fantastic.
Triple Webers.
Is the body aluminum?
No, it's not a huge amount of it in any case. Seems unlikely that that would be an
Probably
aluminum
not.
car at that time.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it is.
It is aluminum?
Yep. It's the Superleggera.
Superleggera. Perfect.
Well,
I love it.
that probably is a lot of fun to drive. That being said, I would never spend $100,000 on it.
Man,
See if we can get a driving video.
I might.
This is a 1961
Kind of bumpy.
Maserati 3500 GT,
Very bouncy.
unit 1200.
Did you say he's giving it 1,200?
I think he was at 1200 RPM.
It might need new shocks.
I think it's a very poor camera position.
Yeah.
Even so, maybe it's just a person holding it. Maybe it's a person bouncing around.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
and they're holding a camera right over the dashboard.
Yeah.
Feel the torque. This car's got a great clutch.
Okay, sounds good.
Would you be nervous driving that through heavy traffic next to work pickup trucks with shit strapped to the sides of them?
Maybe. I don't know.
Think I would be.
I mean, whatever it is, it's 100 grand.
Yeah,
With
Yeah,
4
but I
days
think
left, so
it's-
it's probably going to end at 150 grand, maybe?
probably.
I think it's a great looking car.
Yeah,
It is a good looking car.
and it's unique.
Yeah. I'm in
It's
it.
not just another Ferrari
No.
dime a
It's going to
dozen.
be cheaper than a Ferrari.
It's definitely cheaper than a Ferrari.
And I think it looks better.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know that I could agree with that either.
It's a bold statement, Fair. Bold statement.
It doesn't probably sound better than a Ferrari either.
just stop poking holes in my $100,000 Maserati.
So that's a 61.
Ooh.
That's 55.
I think that might be a me pick.
A 300 SL Gullwing.
That is at $1,001,000.
And if you picked that from my list instead of somebody else's list,
I saw this. I didn't pick
I
it.
put it on there because that's an iconic car, is it not?
Definitely
It
iconic.
is.
And it is good looking.
It's definitely good looking.
And I don't normally like Mercedes, but I do like that one. And I thought we should maybe talk about it because it's a good looking iconic car that the overwhelming majority of people will never be able to afford and probably never see.
Well, I think you've said pretty much everything about it.
I think those have the tilt steering wheel, don't they?
Yeah, they
To
do.
get in and out.
Yeah. I like the interior is pretty much original.
Seems to me that the Gullwing thing isn't really that great of an idea.
What?
So, like, when I get out of the car, I put my feet on the ground and then I stand up next to the car. And I feel like you'd have to, like, helicopter walk away from that.
It's not
Doesn't like
It's not a
overhang
Gullwing.
a lot.
It's not a Gullwing because of the styling. It's got frame going on here.
Yeah.
That's what makes it a Gullwing.
But
Okay.
the Roadsters had
And
kind of
actually,
regular doors.
it's upward opening doors made necessary by the high sills of the lightweight tubular space frame.
It still seems like it would be difficult to get into and out of, even if I were the right size to get into and out of it.
I think that's when you kind of plop yourself up on that sill when
Yeah.
you're getting out, swing your legs out.
Kind of roll away from it and
It's
hopefully
like
land on
getting
your
in
feet.
a Daytona prototype.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever
exactly.
done that. I have done that because I was the weight at one point.
You were the dead weight.
Yeah.
You were temporary ballast.
I think what Richie said was none of our drivers are going to weigh more than you, so we should be all right. Something along those lines.
Sounds
Could have
about
been
right.
right.
I think I might have also been accounting for missing fuel load.
Could be. It's easier to put Soren
Partial
in
tank.
than another 10 gallons of fuel and then have to take it right back out. No, that's pretty cool.
And
Well, I'm glad you picked it,
I know
Soren.
we've talked about these before, but I don't know that we've ever seen one on Bring a Trailer.
They've been on Bring a
They've
Trailer.
been on here. They're just wildly priced.
I think there's usually more Roadsters than Gullwings.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, you know what? You picked the baby brother to this last week. You
Yeah,
picked the 190 SL.
Which I also
190
think is a
SL.
good looking car.
It is a great looking car.
Oh, that's just got an ashtray right in the middle of the dashboard.
Mm-hmm. Dainty little shifter.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Right.
$1 million bucks? Neat.
Absolutely not. Doesn't matter how
Uh,
much money I've got.
maybe.
What? No amount of money, and you're not even going to spend $1 million
I think that might be
on a
worth it.
cool, iconic car.
I mean, the only way I would spend $1 million on that, even if I was sitting on ridiculous Elon Musk money, is if I felt pretty confident that at some future point it was going to be worth more.
I don't think it'd be
Um,
worth less.
Yeah, I don't think those are going to be worth
I
less.
might buy it as an investment, but I would
Yeah.
absolutely not take it out on the road.
What? You're going to hang that on a wall?
No, I'd see to it that it was taken care of.
I think $1 million, you're probably not going to lose it.
I mean, it's got 6 days left. It might go for $3 million. Who
It
fucking
might
knows?
go. I don't know if there's a $3 million cars. Maybe there. I don't remember the last one.
They're probably close to 2.
Yeah. That one's got a lot of original stuff, which is kind of cool,
Yeah.
or at least old stuff. All right. So that's $1 million, 1955. That is a fake D-type.
I think this was one of mine.
Fake is
The
better than real and stuff like this.
D-type recreation.
Which I think the D-type was the competitor for the 300 SL.
Probably.
A race competitor or a
Race
marketing
competitor.
competitor?
Race.
I don't know that they made these for the road necessarily. They might have done a couple.
They did the XKSS for the
Right.
road.
That's a good looking car.
I think it's just, it would be a fun, that would be my motorcycle where I just want to go out alone,
Find some windy roads.
find some windy road and just give it hell.
Fair enough. And so it's at 55.
I might even wear some leather goggles.
So well, you'd want to wear something.
What?
I might wear leather goggles
No,
driving that thing.
what did Soren say?
I said you'd want to wear something
Oh.
because otherwise you're going to have bugs in your eyes.
It's got a windshield.
It's lower than the steering wheel.
Yeah. There goes up.
goes
Probably
up.
harder to get in and out of than the Gullwing. It's
Well,
not a big door opening.
you might be able to jump in it.
So
Yeah,
I
you
think it's
probably jump
worth
in it.
asking this question. What does a real one of those go for?
Millions.
Yep.
So if that makes it to 100 grand in the next 3 days, I don't know if that's likely or not. It's still a bargain.
If
Yeah.
it hits 100,
Yeah,
probably.
in the sense that
I would imagine if we went through the comments, there's going to be a lot of uh, comments on how inaccurate it is.
Yeah, but
are you going to care when you're on a windy road with your
no,
leather
no,
goggles?
definitely put different tires on it.
Yeah.
But out of replicas, that is way cooler than a Shelby Cobra. Way cooler than a lot of those. Maybe not the GT40, but
I would agree, and it has the advantage of being a replica.
right.
I think so with a Cobra replica.
Yeah, but I think this has got a little more
Well, yes.
cool factor than a Cobra.
Well, look, if you have no passenger, you can just
Exactly.
put that pan on so it doesn't fuck with your airflow.
Hey, maybe I'll just put a dog seat in there.
What was that? Is that a
Yep.
fuel filler?
That would be a great place to put a dog.
Yeah. It
Looks
looks
a
to
little
be
bit
a
like a redhead.
fuel filler thingy. Maybe it's the choke. So I'm assuming this,
Is that
like
a
the
kill
front and the
switch?
back.
That's a fuel fill cap with a key.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Looks like.
Um. So the front and back are probably fiberglass, and then looked like the middle tub was aluminum.
Really?
That's what I'm guessing.
Saw a lot of rivets.
Because the
Those-
middle
those
was
are-
riveted, but I'm
Well,
gonna guess the back part and the front part are
it's riveted
fiberglass.
down the seam between the front fender and the whatever that is, the continuation of the rocker.
Yeah, but I think the hood and the back are
Looks like
fiberglass.
it's all fiberglass.
Oh, really?
Yep. Fiberglass bodywork.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I'd have that.
Okay.
And I think Bear's right. I think that's a find a windy road and see if you can kill yourself.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would imagine driving that like 8/10 would be pretty exhilarating.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean because you know that your head is the roll cage?
Yeah, well, I think it's got fairly skinny tires, pretty good power.
It's
It's gonna
light.
make a lot of noise. It's open, like Bear said. That's his motorcycle. Okay.
I think that's an elegant analogy.
Yeah.
Metaphor,
Whoa.
I guess.
Holy camole, what is this thing?
Sorry.
I didn't pick that.
Very bold.
I have absolutely no interest in it.
You didn't pick a 1970 Chevelle Malibu
Nope, I mean,
SS
that's the sort,
LS6
that-
454 Sport
that's the sort of
Coupe
thing that could be
4-speed.
sitting on a lot for $1,000, and I would
You
just
gotta let
keep
him.
driving.
You have to let him finish the description.
It's too long.
What is this, a Hellcat?
It is like a Hellcat, isn't
That
it?
car is amazing. That's why it's at $75,000 with 7 days left.
What's amazing about it?
Well, first of all, it's an LS6.
I thought you said LSs were ruining everything.
No, that's not an LS. That's an LS6.
They made a couple of those.
What does
The
that
new
mean?
LS is just a copy of the old ones.
So that's the OG LS?
That's the OG LS. That's a 454 big block Chevy.
How come the back is squatted and the front is up then?
4-speed car.
It's probably broken.
Those were rated at 450 horsepower. New?
That's pre whatever though, right?
Yes. Muncie transmission, 331 posi traction. Interesting thing about this car to me is it doesn't have any stripes. And I'm guessing since it doesn't have them right now, it was a striped elite car.
By that, do you mean you could check a box on the order form to say, don't put the stripes on?
Yep.
Which a sound reasonable person would do because stripes are hideous most of the time.
I don't know. I would kind of like them with stripes. But maybe it's because I've seen most of them with stripes.
And it's a bench seat 4-speed. Usually you get a bucket seat console with 4-speed.
Isn't that better?
Yes.
I'm just
So-
saying it's unique.
It's unique and rare, but less good.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like a car that has a lot of power. You want to be sliding around on the seat.
That was the top dog in 1970.
The top dog.
Fastest street car. Quickest, I should say.
It's a pretty cool ride. I don't know that I'd get that.
And as far as the squat, I think that's pretty stock. The ride heights. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the bottom does look pretty level to the ground, but the
Yeah.
car looks the top looks like it's tipped back.
But it also seems like when these cars, not just Chevelles, but GTOs and 442s and all that stuff, when they get restored, the springs, whatever aftermarket springs, always seem to do weird things with the replacement springs always seem to do weird things with the ride heights. A lot of stuff like this usually sits really high. This one at least sits kind of low, it looks like.
The front seems high to me.
It's a little higher.
The back doesn't seem high. Those are such non-present tires.
Those tires would just get
Yeah.
obliterated.
I'm assuming that's the stock size
Yeah,
or close to it,
I think those are repros.
because I can't imagine anybody voluntarily going, I want skinny little tires on this car.
It'd be fun. But also, I think that restoration looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
And
And it's also a LS6 without the little air flapper on the cowl induction, which is interesting.
So what you're saying, it's a stripper model?
It's interesting. I don't know if it's a. I don't know why you would option it that way.
so it's less ostentatious looking,
Maybe.
kind of aiming for sleeper
Yeah,
a
but
little
it's
bit.
still red. Assuming that's a factory color.
Maybe sleeper in the fact that it just says SS454. You might think it's an LS5.
Well, if it doesn't have the stripes, doesn't have the snazzy hood or whatever, then
Right.
people might go, "Oh, that's not the fast one."
Right.
I could see being amused by that.
Pretty cool. I'd probably spend the extra 25 so far on my Maserati.
I agree,
Interesting.
Bear. In if those are my two choices. Although I think that's going to end up costing more in the end.
That's definitely going to cost more in the end.
Yeah, they might end up about the same though. I don't know how many days left we're on the Maserati.
5.
5. That's not going to be a cheap Chevelle.
No.
Well, it's not premium, so
No.
it started today, and it's at 75.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
gonna
a,
guess
I'm a yes on that one.
that's going to be mid-hundies.
You're a yes on that one?
Oh yeah.
There's a yes on that one.
I'm a yes on it.
Well, you said you'd rather have your Maserati,
Yeah.
but that's not a no. I'm a
That's
no.
not a no. It's a cool car.
I'm unmoved by it.
I wouldn't seek that car out because I'd want to just change a lot of stuff on it. So I'd
Like wheels and tires.
wheels, tires, suspension, I'd probably change a fair amount of things on it.
Or maybe drive it and see.
You could
Yeah,
do that.
maybe.
You could
I
drive it and
mean,
determine then how much
yeah,
money you want to spend.
obviously you'd drive it, but
I mean, that was one of the things I struggled with on my Le Mans.
I think it would at least get suspension and wheels and tires on it.
Because I think I had a set of 17.9.5 and a set of 17.9.5 for the front and 11s for the back for my Le Mans. And I had a bunch of suspension stuff. It was the 90s, but a bunch of things. I mean, you've heard the story where Eric and I I think we put iBox lowering springs on it,
It got taller.
and it raised it.
Yeah.
Because it had the
stock,
original springs and they had
yeah,
just given up the
they
ghost.
sagged so much.
Yeah.
But and it drove better and handled better with those springs too. I forget what kind of shocks I put on it. I think I put sway bars, but I had a lot more hi-fi stuff sitting in boxes that I never got around to doing.
Right.
Kind of because it's still a kind of a big car, and it was never going to be.
Right.
Agile.
Yeah, it's never going to be an M3, but it still would have been fun to make one of those handle.
Sure.
Are you struggling there with a dilemma of it's pretty original and you don't want to change it, but you'd want to change it? Is
I
that
get
the problem?
because you can buy a 1970 Chevelle for like 40 or 50.
You mean a regular one?
Yeah,
You get them for like 20 or 30.
Yeah, I mean they're not. So, yeah, I mean you can. They're kind of shitty for that price, but
Well, if you're going to tear it apart and change it, what's it matter?
just a 350 Chevelle is what I'd have because I'd probably.
So that's what you're saying is
Right.
you'd rather start with a
I would-
regular Chevelle and make
right.
it what you want.
Yeah,
So it is a
Sure.
dilemma about its originality and rarity.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
All right.
Whoa,
That's now for something totally different.
a 2009 Z4 3-liter with a 6-speed,
S-Drive.
And it's $5,000 right
black
now.
with red interior,
I like a lot about that.
fancy wheels.
Not sure what those wheels are. IPW.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Were these turbocharged?
I mean, I'm not super fond of them, but
No.
No.
wheels are not a big deal. That seems like a pretty good combination
Black Sapphire.
of color, interior, exterior. It looks like
Yep.
I like it with the top on, and I don't understand why it's $5,000.
You mean the top up?
So yeah, the top.
It's a folding
It's a
hardtop.
hard top.
I like the way it looks that way.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it is $5,000 though, and that may be red, but it looks to me more like cinnamon.
No, it's not cinnamon. Coral red.
I like it. I like the color combination.
I like it too. And man, a 6-speed has got to be super duper rare for these.
Probably, yeah.
This might be the first one I've seen.
So unless there's something significantly wrong with this, I'm back to if I drove by a dealership and they had it, I would turn around and go back and just pay for it.
Where is it? Colorado. 55,000 miles.
It's not a lot of miles.
Uh-uh.
Seems like that car would be like 20 grand.
Yeah, so I want to find out what's wrong with it.
I don't think those are $20,000 cars.
You don't think a new
I think I like the wheels in the bags
Z4?
better. As a side note, I mean,
Yeah.
they're in bags, so I can't be sure. But
Clean Carfax
so why is it
has an
$5,000?
open recall. I don't know. Maybe they're just not that popular.
I've never seen a manual.
Oh wow. It's less than a day from ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Huh.
I think even for 15, that would be a good deal.
I would think. Yeah. I like it.
I mean, I think that would check all of my I want a convertible for Sunday drives boxes, other than that it's not green. But I would forgive that in this case.
Yeah.
I'd put the other wheels on it because I think they're better looking.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if
They
I
look
would either.
similar. And
And they're 19s.
these are 18s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna ride ride better on these.
Fine.
And I'm thinking those 19s are probably run flats.
Yeah, it said the tires were junk.
Well,
I like it.
We
maybe
know
so,
you're
man.
going to put tires on it.
I'm a yes,
I'm a yes.
especially at 5,000.
I feel like it's pretty hard not to be a yes at 5,000. Because
There's
if
no way it's going to end at 5.
No.
yeah, but let's say it did.
It's not.
I feel like you could go get that and turn around and sell it for double without too much trouble.
Bet you it ends at 10.
No way.
Yep.
That's got to go over 10.
Bet you it's 10.
I think
Did they make a 335 version? Like with
I-
turbos and stuff?
The 35, yeah.
I think at 10 that's a pretty good deal.
I don't know if that generation
That's the last Z4.
is it. I
Yeah.
thought that's the second to last Z4.
I don't think so.
So that's the second gen Z4.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, then they did those in a 35. But that's 255 horsepower, naturally aspirated.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. Say we're unanimous on that one.
Oh boy, here we go with the Z3.
Which I think the Z3 is a better looking car than the Z4.
You think a 2001 Z3, 3
Interesting.
liter, 5 speed?
I think the shape of the Z3 is better than the shape of the Z4. Obviously, that one's green and tan, which is what I want.
Yeah.
And it's still 3 liter.
I like those wheels.
I prefer a 6 speed to a 5 speed, but that's being picky. And
Yeah, I don't think it would matter.
I do like those wheels. So, yeah, I mean, picking between the
It's
two
cheap.
for the same
$3
price, it's
grand.
got 6 days left. At $3 grand, yeah, I would just write a check.
I'll bet you that and the Z4 end up at the same price.
And you think that price is 10?
No way.
Yep.
I feel like 10's
The
a good price
Z4
for
is
either
going to
one.
be around 15.
I'll bet you they're both same price.
So that has 30 less horsepower than the Z4, but I'm guessing it also weighs less
Yeah,
because I think it's a smaller car.
a little bit.
How many miles are on that one?
47,000.
Hmm.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
would be a fun car.
So that's a yes for all of us.
I think so.
Yeah.
Certainly at 3,300.
Or maybe even at 10.
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say no on what?
No, because they made M's.
Yeah,
That is always the challenge.
but
Even a shitty M's like 12.
but right now at 33,
Right
That-
now at
that's hard to
33,
beat.
that's a
and
fantastic
at 5, I
car.
think that's hard to beat.
And it's the 3 liter manual. Yeah. I mean, it's a good car.
But I do see what you're saying.
Ooh, I think this is one of mine. And I had an idea, a contest. So what is this? This is a 1988 Ford Escort XR3i
5-speed
5-speed.
alumni.
It's an alumni.
Oh, it is alumni.
So it's kind of a cool car.
In that Ford likes to send the good version of things to England and the bad version here,
Yeah.
although it's left-hand drive.
I think they
Thinking that
made them
was-
in Germany. And
Yeah, German car.
Hmm.
Or somewhere in Europe.
That is in England.
It's a cool car. It's kind of a special thing we never got. There's also a car on here. So this alumni sold for right around the same price the other car I was thinking of was going for at the time.
What?
So last time this sold, it sold for the same price as another one that you want to compare it to is currently at.
Yes.
Gotcha. And what is the contest?
Just wanted to see
Like we buy them both and do a drag race?
which one would be a better car. I think the other one would.
Did you see the one I have inside?
The who?
When I was a kid, I got one of these. I got an RC car for Christmas.
No.
It's one of these Escorts. It's called the Turbo Pursuit model.
I had that.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Black one with gold wheels?
Nico made it, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, and
I've
the
still got
sunroof.
mine. And the sunroof flips open.
There's like a turbo
got
mode
lights.
on the
Yeah.
controller, and you do that,
All the lights, the headlights blink back and forth, and the
and flashing red
sunroof
and
flips
blues.
over, and it's got sirens.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and that was actually
Huh.
It was really cool.
for like a car you could get at Kmart, RC car.
Yep.
Was pretty good. Like it was reasonably fast, held a charge for a decent amount of time. Yeah, I bought that with paper out money.
Huh.
Mine is on the shelf in the office.
No fucking idea where mine is.
Huh?
Mine's in a trash dump
Yes.
somewhere. Probably worth a fair amount now on the collector
I
market.
looked just to see, and yeah, I think I saw one for somebody was asking $100 on eBay.
Hmm.
I think all the ones I saw on eBay, mine's way nicer because I didn't really run it into a lot of stuff, I guess.
Right.
It did have like a plastic guard, right, that bolted to the front that
Like a
stuck
little,
out about a
like a
quarter of
little
an inch.
splitter. Yeah.
But it was basically just so when you ran into the curb, you didn't fuck up the body.
Yep. It's got really cool little.
Huh.
I'll see if they got a picture of it. Escort Turbo Pursuit.
Huh.
Yeah. It's that little, you kick it over and push it up, and then the whoop.
Right.
Yeah,
It's got a splitter.
there's the pursuit mode,
Right.
and there's a little splitter.
It's missing the pursuit.
That was actually pretty cool.
Huh.
That
That looks cool.
missing it?
It's
Yeah,
missing the top.
It's Nico. Yeah, that one's missing.
Well, it's only $17, so yeah, that was a well-made toy for its time.
Turbocharger.
Did it get faster?
Yeah, it goes faster too.
I don't
Nice.
remember it making any noise with the lights, but
I don't remember either. I mean, I could put batteries. I think mine works. I could put batteries in it and find out.
the thing is, that one doesn't demonstrate very well that when it came out of the box, it was like looked like it was clear coated. It was shiny,
Right.
and
Yeah, that one doesn't look very good.
it was like just good looking for the 80s.
I think it looks good.
I thought that was neat. So when I saw the one that you picked, I was like, ah,
Huh.
I don't know if that's an 88,
I just said 80s.
but it's definitely that generation.
Did they make a turbo street car?
I don't know if they actually made a real.
Because that'd be cool.
Made that car in turbo or with a turbo.
Right.
Yeah, apparently they made an RS turbo.
Ooh. Ooh.
Apparently Princess Diana had one.
Huh.
It sold for $850,000.
Jeez, Louise.
I think that has less to do with the car and more to do with weirdos being weird about a dead lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are neat looking cars. I think they did a good job.
Uh,
And we didn't get as neat a,
Yeah, we didn't get the cool one.
I
no,
think pretty much all of the Escorts that we got were shit.
kind of.
Yeah. That was almost my first car.
Escort?
Was a 80 something Escort.
Sometime in the early
It was like that white The American, the white one in the middle.
This one?
Yeah.
Not a GT?
I forget what it's. It might have been a GT. It said Escort on the side,
That is not a GT.
but it was that body style.
My dad had the wagon version of that in red,
Yeah, my grandma's was red.
and it died on the side
No, it
of
was definitely not a GT.
State Route 29, and we just walked away from it. Like it stopped running, and he pulled over, and he's like, "Get out!" We just walked home,
Yeah,
which was like 4 fucking miles. Nope, I don't care. I'm done with it.
yeah. No, grandma's was just a regular old Escort, but it said Escort down the side, and it was red, and the interior was red.
And
Was it velour red?
No, it was vinyl.
I think these were Mazdas.
Those were kind of
The late
This
ones?
generation. Yeah,
those
the
were
later
kind of
ones.
funky looking.
I think that was basically like a 323.
Right. Wasn't that the Probe?
Oh, no,
Or was that a,
the Probe was a 626
was
Mazda.
it? No, the 626 was like a big car.
Nope.
Oh, a big car for a Mazda is a small car for a Ford in the 80s or 90s.
No, I think a 626 was like a four-door sedan.
Yep. They also made a coupe.
Was like a disproportionate number of probes made in purple.
I think so.
There's an earlier 626 coupe.
Do a 323.
So they did that one as a turbo.
Looks like a Subaru.
It does have kind of a legacy look about it,
Maybe it was just
which, by
called
the way, as a Subaru, I never liked.
turbo.
Hmm.
I don't know. 323.
Yeah.
You never see these anymore.
No.
What?
The GTX. Those are all-wheel drive turbo.
Tiny little cars.
Yep.
I rode in the back of one of those to Washington, D.C. when I was a child. Not the turbo all-wheel drive version.
Look at that one.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
And just completely disregarded all Mazdas until Tanya bought one. So we'll call that 43 years.
Yeah, not what I'm thinking of.
Anyway, next.
Next. Oh, a modified Subaru WRX
Who could
STI.
have picked this one?
Hey, I kind of like that.
2020.
Thought
I
you
mean,
weren't on the modified thing.
it looks good.
It looks good. I like the wheels. I don't know that I'd like them on anything else, but I like them on that. I don't know what the modifications are, but they probably aren't super significant.
It's probably just standard Subaru guy stuff.
And I'd
Cobb
like an
this,
STI.
cobb that.
I think that would be fun.
Sure.
I almost bought one
Aren't
few
they
years
still
ago.
only 300 horsepower?
There's the modifications. That one's not.
What does it say it is? Can't see that. 420 horsepower.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Where do you see that?
423 at the
Oh,
underneath the dyno.
420, 423 torques. Yeah.
That'd be fun
It would be fun.
till it blew up.
Yeah, well, That's the way things go. And at 17.5, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not going to end at 17.5, obviously,
Nah,
Yeah,
but it's a good color combination. I'm not super fond of the interior, if I'm honest, but whatever.
yeah,
it's an STI.
yeah.
They're allowed to be fun.
It's not. It's kind of boring.
It's too gray.
They were never pizzazzy. I mean,
The one that I was
the
looking at,
2000s, they got the blue seats, which were cool.
the one I was looking at was a 2018, 17, and it was like 2 years old when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
It was red, and it was completely black on the inside except for red stitching and like a few red lines in the like door cards and stuff.
Hmm.
And the inside looked good.
Right.
Like they did a good job of making that where I like sat in it and I was like, I like this.
Right.
I don't think I'd sit in that and think I like it. I mean, I might put my foot down and like that. But,
It's got 5,000 miles on it
yeah, well, you can't drive it if you're busy doing stuff to it, can you?
in 4 years. I guess.
Or it's on its fourth engine.
Might
Yeah, I don't
be.
think I'm in on that one.
Yeah.
I think if I like an STI, it's an older one. I think they look better.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
with Mason.
I think
Even though we
do
don't like the same STIs.
I think they do
No,
look best roughly 2010-ish. That's
I think
my
you're
feeling.
wrong. You're wrong there too.
but those wheels are killer. I like them.
All right. So this was
Speaking of killer,
the car I picked to go up against the Ford Escort.
Well, it's better.
It is better.
to go up against the Escort,
Yeah.
the XR3i,
Yeah.
Is it because they're both gray?
Well, they're both kind of the same era. They were both at the same price. I'm going to guess if the Escort goes up to where I think it sold for 17 last time.
17,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to guess that this one's going to be up there in that range. Um, this is going to be better, obviously.
It looks better.
Looks better. The wheels are phenomenal. The interior on it, I think, is really good.
I don't think that's a factory paint color.
Nah, I don't think a
It
lot
says
of it's back.
Lamborghini Testo Gray.
Yeah.
It's got 5 lug conversion.
Is that just putting the M hubs
Sorry,
on?
Lamborghini Grigio Telesto Gray.
Grigio?
Grigio gray.
Grigio.
It's got Federale tires on it.
It doesn't matter. You just plan on replacing the tires.
Yeah,
Is H&R good springs?
Yes.
generally, yeah.
That is some bright red.
It was
Wow.
bright red.
It looks good with that gray, though. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of a bright red interior, but
I think I'd have to do the
Yeah, I do the door
door panels
cards.
and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. It's got an E36 steering wheel. Is that?
No, it's a 1990.
Oh,
That's a stock airbag wheel.
gross.
My car had one of those when I got it.
Really?
presumably you
Yep.
can take that off and put a 1989 steering wheel on.
Well, I took mine off and put a Momo steering wheel.
Or that.
Yes, pretty easy.
And probably
Air
actually
conditioning's
safer
been
at this
converted.
point. A 34-year-old airbag is probably more like a Claymore anyway.
More importantly, it has air conditioning.
Yeah, and I think supposedly works.
I think an S52 in one of those would be fun.
Yes, I agree.
So an S52 it's an inline six. Oh, it's an E36 M3. I see. Yeah, I could see that being pretty
So
fun to
they're
drive.
240-ish horsepower.
Looks to be in pretty okay shape.
Hmm.
At least that part of it does.
It's clean.
Branded title junk.
It is junk.
What?
168,000 miles.
What does branded title junk mean?
Means it's junk.
That means it was probably wrecked.
So it's salvage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean it's
It's unique enough that I think that probably doesn't matter.
a 30-year-old car.
That'll probably
Yeah,
affect
more.
the price, though.
Yeah, it
but
might not get up to the 17 or
so
close to
imagine
20.
that was unmodified. Um, just a 1990 325 IS
Yeah.
with a perfect Carfax.
Mm-hmm.
What would that go for? So I don't think a 325 IS is that desirable.
Oh yeah, they are.
A 90 325 IS 5-speed without the modifications,
Without the better engine,
but in really good condition.
but in the same exact condition with a clean Carfax.
It's going to be over 10. Way
Okay.
over 10.
Oh, it's going to be in the teens,
Yeah.
easy teens, maybe even high teens.
I don't know. To me, a car that old that's not the way it came from the factory anyway, the title doesn't make a lot of difference as long as I've got one.
This might come into play later or on a different episode, but I was looking at Marketplace for BMW things, and someone had their main picture was the toolkit that they
Yeah.
had it down, and they took a picture of the toolkit, and all the tools were all rusty. And that was like the main picture. It's like, wow, that's a pretty good selling point.
You could at least like paint them,
Right.
just like squirt
Or
them with
just
some fucking Krylon, or just don't take a picture of
make
it.
that not a picture.
Actually, if you wanted to be tricksy, you could just squirt them with some light gray or silver spray paint and put
Right.
them back.
Yeah. It was just kind of funny.
No reserve.
Facebook pictures are so stupid.
And it's alumni.
Let's see what it went for last time.
What should tell you?
Oh.
Oh, I did. Yeah. So these sold kind of same
looks
numbers.
So much better with not those wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sold twice on here with those wheels.
Really?
Yeah, but
Yep.
it looks so much better now
Yeah.
with just not those wheels.
Because
And I think
so it sold for 17 for the first time. Which made me, that's why I picked this up against the Ford. What are we doing?
Yeah. Don't talk when it's loading.
Well, you can just scroll down and see the price. It's the same car.
Oh. So it sold for 20,000 the first time, or no?
No,
17
17,
the first time,
and then 20.
and then 20.
And then this guy put good wheels on it.
so. I mean, I don't know that a lot changed between last year and this year.
The wheels.
The
and
wheels?
I
headlights.
mean, car prices wise, I wouldn't expect for it to go for a lot less.
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe that was a little inflated.
maybe those are the two people that were willing to spend that much on it.
I think good E30s are getting up into that price point.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but they're
That looks so much better.
like
It looks like a totally different car.
Yeah.
That is way better. Fuck, those
Yep.
wheels are awful. I think I remember us looking at that car and thinking,
I
fuck,
do
those
too.
wheels are awful back then.
All right. So yeses.
I'm yesing it.
That's a yes for me up to about 15.
Okay.
All right. Another one of mine, an S54 powered 325 Sport Wagon 6-speed.
So that's an XI that is now rear-wheel drive
Yep.
with M3
With
fenders.
M3 bodywork.
At 35,000 with 4 days left.
Yes.
That's a no for me. I like the all-wheel drive version.
God, you're weird.
I don't want a station wagon for its sportiness.
Why not? Why can't we have both?
I'd like all the wheels to do something.
The front wheels steer and brake, and the back wheels make it go.
I'd like all the wheels to go. Although those are excellent wheels.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
I like them. I especially like them on that car.
I'm going with that thing's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I haven't even really looked at this car much. I just saw it and it was immediately at the top of my list.
I fucking hate that mirror.
Why?
Why can't it just be a rectangle?
It's an M3 mirror. It's auto dimming. It leaks stuff every once in a while all over your dashboard.
Why can't it just be the right shape?
It is.
It's not. It's a
It
dumb
matches
shape.
the other mirrors.
Soren,
It bothers me.
Soren,
What?
It's got carbon airbox.
Soren,
I hope there's a driving video.
Soren. What's behind you doesn't matter.
I want a normal fucking mirror that's basically a rectangle or a trapezoid, not a stupid fucking oval. I hate those.
All right, we'll get you another mirror. Actually, we won't, because I'm buying it.
Oh, and yeah, I don't want it. But if I did, that mirror would be getting chucked and replaced with a good mirror.
I think this thing would get into the mid 40s.
Maybe. Yeah.
It just seems like too much.
I'm curious to see how they do the rear doors and quarter panel kind of door jam areas.
With the flares?
Yeah.
Probably with some difficulty.
Because the front's easy. All that just bolts in.
That's an E36
The
chassis,
front
right?
doesn't bolt in.
E46. You're right, because that's all four-door stuff.
But it has a E36 M3 motor in it?
Yeah.
Well, E46 M3.
Hmm.
That's got a bunch of stuff done to it.
Yeah, with a carbon airbox. Well, that all kind of looks blurry.
I saw somebody that made, I think I saw it on Facebook, that makes the M3 fender
For a four-door.
for a four-door.
Huh. Yeah, because they would have to modify the bumper on the rear,
So it looks like they just cut and
zipped it out.
Welded it on.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever the end result is, I think, amazing. Didn't BMW do one of these as like a project?
Don't remember if they did one or not. I did see an E46 touring today with a manual.
Did you?
Yep. One down Sawmill Road.
You said somebody makes an M3 four-door fender kit,
Yep.
but a modern M3 is four-door, is it not? So now BMW makes an M3 four-door fender kit.
Oh, shut your face.
I'm not
They
wrong.
do all sorts of stuff nowadays that they didn't used to do.
I don't approve of the M3 badge on that.
What? Interesting.
It's not an M3.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need it.
I'd put 2 or 3 of them on there. I mean,
Looking at that had
it's got 3 of them.
like badges from every single angle.
Well, that one's got badges on the side and on the back. Just doesn't have one on the front.
Yeah. I think I'd leave the M3 badges off.
I think it's tacky.
Is it?
I think it is.
All right.
It's certainly unnecessary. I mean, you can guess by looking at it,
Could you?
I think.
And also, it's not an M3.
There's that.
Is it?
It's not.
No, it's a 325xi Sportswagen 6-speed rear-wheel drive.
I thought strut towers on the XIs were different. Maybe not on an
I don't think
E46.
so.
They were on a E30.
I don't know.
And it looks regular E46.
Yeah.
To allow for the all-wheel driviness.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So Soren's no.
I'm a pretty
You're
hard no.
knowing it?
It's a
A
pretty
hard no?
a hard no.
I'm a yes.
They took something that I would have liked and made it into something that I don't.
Oh, well, that makes me a hard yes.
I think
That
that's way
doesn't make
better
you
than a.
hard, Bear.
That's
It
way
does.
better. That's way better than a 325iX or XI.
Maybe.
So, I mean,
No, it's
it just
literally
is.
the definition of better.
Yeah,
No, it can't literally be the definition of
it
better.
is.
All right. Should we take a break?
Do you want to take a break?
Maybe.
Okay.
Sure. Are we recording?
But it was good.
Now we're recording.
So we're looking at this BMW Ovuve.
We don't do parts very often, but I thought this one was interesting.
Because it's all aluminums.
Well, it's an old BMW V8.
From what era?
I think this is 50s.
50s.
So is this 507?
1954.
Began in 54, ended in 65.
So overhead valve was not usual for that time period.
54? No.
That was kind of edgy at its time.
I don't know about edgy, but certainly somewhat unique.
And used dual overhead camshafts.
No.
Oh, subsequent V8s.
Valves.
They quit building a V8 in 65 and didn't make another one until 92.
Well, they spent a lot of time being mostly straight sixes, right?
Yep. Straight sixes and four cylinders.
I've only owned one straight six in my
Uh-oh.
life, and I wish I had owned more.
Coolant passage casting? Is that a separate piece? It looks like it is.
I feel like that could be fixed without too much trouble if it comes off.
Looks like it comes off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never going to look pristine, but you should be able to just take that up, right?
You could probably make that look pristine.
I mean, take it up and sand it and then blast it.
Does this have gubbins in it?
Gubbins?
Gubbins?
I don't know what that means.
I think it's a generic term for little mechanical doodads.
Does it have internal bits?
Yeah, gubbins.
Looks like it has almost all of the push rods and a distributor
So it's a showpiece.
and a dipstick tube.
Oh, it's tiny.
It says turning the engine over by hand. Yeah, it's a little engine. It's 2.6 liter.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
pretty
that.
small for a V8.
Got shaft rocker arms.
No springs or valves. Oh, there's springs or valves. Maybe one head has it and one head doesn't.
Maybe.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming that
one side has lifters and the other side doesn't.
if you need parts for that, you're going to have somebody make them. That's my guess.
I bet BMW will make them for you.
Looks like it's got sleeves.
It may be
Yeah.
missing some studs, it looks like.
Yeah, it's missing a couple studs.
I mean, I think it would be kind of cool to have that, get it running, and put it in something.
I think it'd be cool to make a kind of a hot rodded one.
I wouldn't do anything with it.
See what kind of power you can make.
I'd clean it up and put it on the wall.
I think it'd be fun to clean it up and put it in like a go-kart or a small car.
Lawn tractor.
Not that, but like a small,
I think a lawn
Like an
tractor would be
Isetta.
good.
yeah, like an Isetta. Exactly. Put it in something that you would not expect that to be in, where even if it's not making a huge amount of power, it is a huge amount of power because that thing's tiny. It's like you have half the valves.
Yeah, I feel like you'd need to buy another engine.
I think you just have that stuff made.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know how much that would cost, but I think it would be pretty fucking cool
Would be cool.
to have that like cleaned and fixed and rebuilt completely and then put it in something.
So it looked like the sleeves were all kind of like one piece.
You thought they looked like one piece?
Yeah, because it looks like an insert in there. Because it's all kind of rusty.
Does look like there's an iron insert.
I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it's
Or maybe that's just dirty
no. I think
aluminum.
that's just yeah. I think that's just the aluminum casting, and these sleeves just press
Yeah.
in,
Yeah,
or
And they're like an eighth
however
of an
they're
inch thick
installed.
or something.
right.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
How much is it?
$500,
Is it $500?
I think.
I thought it said 150.
Oh,
5
150.
days. Which, I mean, maybe there's somebody who's got another one of those and wants that one for parts or something.
I think that's just like an end table or as it sits, that's just a piece of
I
art.
feel like it would be a shame not to get that running.
You're missing half the parts and it's cracked.
It's fixable.
Sure. Everything's fixable.
It's definitely fixable. Yeah, see, make a neat hot rod project.
Would you put it in the Bentley or the Bugatti pedal car?
That would be kind of
Sure.
awesome. If it would fit.
And it's sort of alumni.
Yeah, which is weird.
Well, it's part of a collection of parts.
Oh,
Is alumni by birth or something. Alumni by association.
Yeah.
well, at least it was cracked then also.
I kind of feel like that crack isn't that big of a deal.
No, I don't think it is. I think the missing internal parts are more of a big deal.
It's push rods and valves, and those are turnable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have some to work with to know what they should be.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you could go to Paul and say, hey, I need 3 of these and 4 of those. And he
Uh-huh.
could make you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would cost.
It would cost you many of those engines.
Let's say it costs $1,000. It might be significantly more. I don't know. But let's say it costs $2,000. Let's say this goes for $500. And for $2,500, you've got a cool old engine that runs that you can put in something and be like, look what I've got.
Good God.
Yeah,
Slobber face dog.
I just think that would be fucking cool. Maybe something wholly inappropriate too, like something Italian or French. Those micro cars.
Wow, so he kept the good stuff.
What?
Wow. There's all kinds of stuff there.
What did that lot sell for? $22,000?
No, all of this stuff together was 22,000.
Yeah, that lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So presumably he wanted that stuff for something.
It's a lot of Ferrari parts.
Yeah.
What's the minimum bring a trailer charge?
I don't remember.
What's your gut feeling?
It's 95 to list, and I think it's 5% of the sales price is the buyer's fee.
So currently that's $7.50,
Yep.
but it's probably there's a minimum.
I don't know. No reserve.
So right now he's at $55 in the black.
I'm guessing the other stuff was probably worth the 22,000. So that's why it's no reserve.
Hasn't generated a lot of comments.
Nope.
It's got 5 days left. What do you
I'd have
want?
that for $150.
Sure.
Why not? If
I'm
nothing
in.
else, I'll just sit there and look at it, but I'd probably tinker around with it
Yeah.
and try and get it running. I mean, it's not a hurry. I don't know what to put it in, but I think it would be pretty cool even just to have it on a stand and fire it up. Like,
Put it in an old Morgan.
sure.
Make it like a new Morgan.
Just strap it to the front of the 3-wheeled Morgan.
Yeah.
It'd be the bumper.
I don't think that would work very well.
Well, oh, I think this is mine. A 93 Ferrari 348 TS
Is that,
Speciale.
were they all whatever that is, Targa, I guess?
I think that's Series Speciale.
Series Speciale.
It's a 348T Spider.
Is the spider the not having a roof part?
Yep.
I like these.
I don't think that looks as good without a roof as it would with a roof.
It's the same.
Except there's no roof.
It comes with a roof.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Well, that one might or might not.
I like these a lot. Whoa. I don't know that I've seen those seats.
It's got kind of a classic Ferrari shape, which I like.
I mean, classic to the 90s.
Ferraris have kind of a door stop shape overall,
Yeah.
and I like that. A wedge of cheese, if you prefer.
And I think they're just slow enough and noisy enough that, and I love the offset intake on the lower balance. That you could drive like a maniac and not get
Killed?
too out of shape.
Taillights are kind of
The taillights are kind of weird.
like a BMW 6 Series.
What kind of engine does it have?
It's a V8.
Does it have some kind of ridiculous maintenance thing where you have to take the engine out, change the oil,
Sure it does.
Yeah.
and the oil filters are handmade in Italy or whatever?
No,
No.
I mean, is it going to be hugely expensive to maintain?
probably.
Because I don't think it's cool enough to cover that.
They're designed to have the engines go in and out.
Every car is designed to have the
As
engine
long
in
as
and
you
out.
have a lift, they just go bloop, bloop.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
That easy.
Yep.
Does the whole back like rock away?
No, I mean, it just drops out the bottom. Zoop.
So you
Just
have
falls
to
out.
lift.
Couple of bolts, a
The
little wire
car-
fasteners.
You have to have a
Um,
car lift and an engine lift.
No, you don't need an engine lift.
Well, otherwise you unbolt it and it falls on the floor.
So that was 312 horsepower, 229 torques.
Yeah, glorious. And the sound.
Oh, yeah. Let's have timing belts.
Yeah.
Do they need replaced every 6,000 miles?
Yeah.
Probably every 5,000 miles.
That's insane.
Or if you look at it wrong. Let's see if we can see what that costs.
$820.
Mm,
Level 1 detail.
that is
2-hour
for
inspection.
a detail and an inspection.
$800 for a detail and inspection. That's $11,000.
Client states, spark plugs. Don't look at this one.
I want to look at this one.
And this one's taking it to a Ferrari dealership.
I think you should take a Ferrari to a Ferrari dealership.
No, you don't. You take it to a Ferrari specialist.
So that's tires.
And there was
Which-
some AC stuff in there.
I think this is a whole bunch of stuff.
Still $11,000.
Engine stuff, throttle linkage.
I mean, I guess it's better that he's paid for it than I do, but
You're gonna have to. At
I
some
feel
point.
like I have to sooner than you'd like.
No, you wouldn't. Just hop in it, drive it.
Okay, so that's $7,000 or six. I got a discount because
Yeah.
it's $7,000 of labor and $5,000 of parts, and then a discount.
That's pretty easy engine out for only $7,000.
Yeah.
No,
No,
nope,
You're out.
I'm out.
You.
I don't
of
want a car
all people
that I can't work on.
You love working on fiddling with stuff. Think of all the improvements you could do.
I don't love fiddling with stuff. I love stuff to have been fiddled with.
Someone's fiddled with that one.
Right, and someone's going to have to fiddle with it again at
And?
great expense to the owner, which means I don't want to be the owner. I want a car I can work on if it needs work done, but I'd like it not to need work done very much.
this service was at 10,474 miles.
So we can reasonably expect that that's a 10,000 mile service.
And what do you want? It means it's fresh every 10,000 miles. It's like a brand new car.
It costs a brand new car.
It doesn't cost. You can't even buy a brand new car for $7,000.
11. Closer to
$11,000.
12.
Yeah, you
So
can't
it's-
even do that.
So it's $5,000 in labor plus parts to do the belts. So $2,800 in parts.
Cheap. You can't even do rod bearings in an M3 for that.
But maybe you don't need to do rod bearings ever.
But you usually do.
I think
I think that has to do with driving it badly, not that it's a flaw.
Mm,
And
it was a flaw.
it was also done at 8,300 miles.
Yeah.
it was done at 8,300 and at 10,400.
Yep.
So in the first 11,000 miles, he's got basically $20,000 worth of maintenance.
It's because he didn't drive it enough.
That was not timing belts. That was the quote unquote major service.
Remove
Oh,
engine
says
and
doesn't
gearbox
includes timing
assembly.
belt replacement and valve adjustment.
So there is a time, I think it's 5 years. You're supposed to replace them in 5
Yep.
years or 50,000 miles or something like 5,000 miles.
I don't want a car that I have to replace significant portions of the engine every 5,000 miles.
All right.
I'm just,
Buy a Subaru.
I did.
Good.
Yeah. I think
It's a
I'm
good looking
out.
car though.
I'm out on this one too.
I just don't want to,
You're out.
I don't
I'm
want to pay
in.
to maintain it.
I love the wheels. I love it. Everything.
It's good
Okay.
looking. If it weren't for the ridiculous maintenance, I'd be with you, although I still don't want to pay
It's only $65,000.
65 grand for it. I think there are better Ferraris.
There's definitely better Ferraris, but this is cheap.
Now things get very consistent.
Do
Okay.
they?
Yes.
Back Speedster.
I almost picked it. Well, I did pick this and then I deleted it.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
I like it.
What
I mean,
kind of-
I like those.
Because I would not have picked this.
There were two of them this week.
Okay.
There was a silver one, and then there was this one. I didn't delete this.
Nope.
Why didn't I delete this?
Because it's got a nice look on the outside and a nice look on the inside.
That means I must have deleted something else. No, I think these are the better of these,
Yeah. I think these are the best of these.
and
It's a
If-
356,
if you want a
Clone,
speedster, I think this is
repro.
what you need to have.
right?
Yeah.
And a real 356 is going to set you back an enormous amount of money.
Speedster would, yes.
Yeah. And then this
So
one, you can pretend like you're Axel Foley.
this is one of those situations in which a reproduction is superior because it's more affordable and less historically important.
Yeah, you could tootle around it.
You
Not feel
can
bad.
tweak it a little if it makes you happy and you're not
Yeah.
destroying an original. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, good looking. What's it at? 20,000?
Yeah.
I'd have it.
And looks like you register it as a 73 Volkswagen Beetle.
Perfect.
Which
That's what it looks like.
means you don't have to deal with much in the way of emissions anywhere.
Next. Can't believe I didn't delete.
Next.
Next.
Ooh,
Yeah,
this could be my. You know what?
I
This is
thought
my
about this one.
favorite car of the night. 1972 911T with a twin plug 2.5 and a 5-speed. And look at
And
this.
it's vibrant.
This paint job
It looks like the winged son of Ahura Mazda, sort of.
is amazing.
The wheel color is good for that car.
Everything is good.
I wish that picture did not have all the swooshy shit behind it, because it makes it harder to see the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you're just gonna have to buy it, or you're gonna have to loan
Is
me
that
money to
is
buy
that
it.
like beige inserts on the seats, or is it textured somehow? Or is
No,
it
just like
houndstooth?
Just black.
velour or something, some sort of textile. I don't know that I would change anything on this. I think this is perfect.
That's it's a little busy
No,
for
it's
me.
not, Soren. It's
For
perfect.
for me, it's a little busy
And
in the vinyl or paint scheme or whatever that is.
I hope that's not vinyl.
But at any rate,
Did it say?
I didn't read it. I just looked at a couple pictures
Nope.
and
It's all
said,
paint.
yes.
so
good.
despite being a little busy, in that instance, I still like it.
You know what? I would almost paint that on the wall, that behind that car.
You would almost do the swoosh.
Yep. Good short gears.
Come on.
I do think I would bring the outside to the inside a little bit.
Bring the outside to the
Yeah,
inside.
put a little green somewhere or something.
Just a little bit of highlights in that same green, and maybe change the center seat cloth to something
Maybe.
better.
Yeah.
A lot of FedEx trucks wherever he's at.
I
Oh. Oh, sorry about the internet connection.
that Nissan Leaf owner's like maniac.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Another fucking FedEx truck. It's like a game almost. Avoid the FedEx trucks. The FedEx slalom. Is that in Pennsylvania?
No. It's not Pennsylvania.
Love the gearing in it. Wow.
It's like, fuck you, box truck.
All right. I'm in. Whatever the money is,
It's pretty okay.
I'm not buying anything else. It's the only car I'm buying this week.
Sorry, if we have a good video, we might as well watch the whole thing. It'd be great if the video quality could catch up. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And at 50,
right now that's super cheap, I think.
It certainly
it's
seems
got to be
lively.
cheap. No, that's the best car.
Yeah, I'll bet you that thing is a riot.
I'm thinking, I don't know what I'd do.
I think you got to bring the outside inside a little bit because the inside's kind of boring color wise. But other than that,
I don't think
Sure,
I
I
would.
mean, it's a,
I think I'm with Bear and I wouldn't change anything.
that's
Sounds great. Looks
that's
great.
just so perfect.
So you picked that one.
Yeah,
I think you picked this one too.
I did pick this one, a 3-liter 71 911T with a 5-speed. I didn't look at this,
I like the color of that one
but
better.
I thought it could be cool because it looked kind of resto-modi.
Green vinyl nose panel graphic.
It looked like it had something on the front hood.
Yeah, I kind of like that color
Same seats.
Kind of.
ish.
Yeah,
I mean, same dash.
pretty much the same car, just different.
It's got carbs.
Yeah,
Well, let's see if there's a video of it running because I'd be interested to see how that compares.
I see videos.
This one is the same
Probably not
price,
going to
right?
be the same. Huh?
This is about the same price at the moment.
Oh, this is the same selling or the same.
Oh, what is that weird whistly thing?
The external mic.
Like,
That doesn't sound very good.
yeah,
Looks like that's not going to play.
I think I personally prefer the sort of tasteful mutedness of this one.
I like it.
See if they switch to.
I don't love it.
Yeah, that's not as cool as the other one.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying. I think
Yeah, I
I'd
wonder
rather
what
have
the
this one.
green is all about.
I don't know. It's probably a livery on something.
Yeah. I like its kind of simpleness.
Yeah.
Mhm. Steel wheels, just kind of plain.
Yeah.
I like the look of that a lot.
$5,000 less than the other one with the same days left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the
No,
other one.
no questions.
I'm going to go with this one.
No questions. All
I
right.
like them both, though.
Bear also picked this one. No, he didn't. I
No, I didn't pick a
did. I picked
928.
this one.
A 928 GTS 5-speed.
92 ROW.
I will say that this is probably the best 928.
Didn't they do an S4 with a 6-speed? Or is this the end of the line?
I think this was the end of the line, and this had like the wider wheel arches and stuff.
That's a good
Yeah,
color.
it does.
It is good. It's about as good of a 928 as you can get.
I think the newest 928 is best 928. Maybe.
Uh, Yeah, it's either that or maybe the earliest if you're one of those weird people. I like the later ones personally better.
I'm not a big 928 fan.
I think this has at least 120 horsepower more than an early one,
Yeah,
which is fairly substantial.
But does it weigh more?
Probably weighs more, but
not a whole lot.
it's the same basic car.
I mean, they basically just changed the bumpers and
It's wider fenders too.
well, yeah, this one is,
And
but
it's a 4-cam V8 instead of a 2-cam.
yeah.
That all adds weight.
Anyway, I picked this.
It's cool.
I like the color a lot. I think the wheels are pretty good on it.
I didn't see it. Probably because
I
there's 5
I think
days
at
left.
that price, it's a no for me.
Yeah, well, for that price, I mean, this is going to be over 100 or somewhere around there. I think
I don't know.
that's where
Maybe.
they used to go over. They were like 130, 140 ish for like, oh, how many miles are on this?
I don't remember them ever being that expensive.
60. So that's
38,000 miles.
kind of low miles for a GTS.
Yeah.
They were up there.
It's also a kilometer car. I don't know if that matters to you, but
Well, it's an ROW. I don't know if they made more power at that point or not, but
Yeah, I don't know.
no, I like it. I'm a yes,
Me too.
even
I like
at
it.
that price.
I just can't have it over my other one.
it's got more days remaining.
It's cool. Ooh,
Mm,
who was this?
it wasn't
Mason,
me.
a 91 911 turbo, rest of world.
In a
I
very
think
nice blue.
I think 964 turbo is best turbo
I
And-
agree.
until I see a different one and say that's the best one.
No, I agree.
But I think that color looks amazing.
It
Yeah,
does.
I almost picked this. No, nope, I didn't.
You don't like the big tail, right?
Yeah, but I don't mind them on this. I don't know. The 964s are. I pretty much love all of them.
It's
And they had, oh, yeah,
not the greatest color of interior.
yeah, but it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. That's weird. It says it's light gray. That doesn't look light gray.
No, it
No,
looks like a medium darky,
It's almost
medium
a
gray.
silverish.
it's kind of rosy. It's got like a reddish tone.
And it does complement that blue.
Which is actually green.
It looks blue to me.
Yeah,
It looks like a blue.
But they call it
Amazon green.
Amazon green
I think
metallic.
we talked about that last week.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever color they call it, I like it. Which is strange because it's kind of in the teal family, and I generally hate teal. But that's okay. That one's good. Is this also at 50?
Also, what?
Is this also at 50 or is that 90?
90.
I was gonna say can't have 4 Porsches in a row at 50.
Man,
Surprised that's only at 90.
Yeah.
How many miles did it say it had on it?
Oh, I didn't look. I don't
It's
care.
kilometers,
87. That's a decent amount.
especially when you consider that it's only 60% of that because it's kilometers.
No, it's 87,000
Oh.
miles.
Gotcha.
140,000 kilometers. Yep. I mean, yes.
I like it.
I don't know if I'd like it for that much, but I do like it. I'm a maybe. It's such a good color.
I agree. I like it. Is this where I have to explain myself?
This is definitely where you have to explain yourself.
A 1989 911 Speedster.
Yep.
Well, I had a which I had a pair of Speedsters in my initial list. One was a 997, I think. This is just kind of a special. They're more special, I think.
That's a good interior. Well, it's not a great steering wheel, but it's good color.
It's better than their airbag steering wheel. I know it's not as performance-y as
At 215 horsepower?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But what was those? It's just a stock one with a shortened top,
Yeah.
and it makes it look cool. And I think it's a wide body one.
Well, there's the options.
Because they made narrow bodies and wide bodies.
Maybe they were
That's a wide body.
maybe they were all wide bodies unless you specified narrow. I don't know.
Maybe.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I think all the ones I've seen are wide.
Yeah. I've seen a couple narrow ones, which are weird. I don't know. I like it. Just for the weird
I'm a no.
I'm a
weirdness.
strong maybe on
That's
this.
72,000.
You're,
I don't
you're
know.
a maybe.
I'm a strong maybe because I like those.
I think it's a good color combo.
Just don't know if I like that one.
You like speedsters?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay.
Is
I
there a
don't like
good
the terrible hump on the back and
Yeah. Is there a good top up silhouette photo on this? Because I think that's where they look the best. Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily where they look the
Is
best.
that where it looks the best?
That's where it looks the best.
I'm not able to concur with you entirely on that, Bear.
Uh,
All right,
I might have spoke too soon.
I'm still a no on that one.
All right. Am I still explaining myself here?
That's a
With
hideous
the
killer.
2023 911 GT3 Touring. Now,
At $172,000 in pink. With 3 days
now
left.
here is the only reason I picked this car is because of the color. I love Ruby Stone, or they call her, I think, Ruby Star now.
Ruby Star Neo.
A 964 and a Ruby Stone would be my ideal 911.
Okay. This is not that.
This is not that, but it's that color.
Those are okay wheels.
I think those are great wheels. I think it's a good car. I would, if I were ordering one of these, this would probably be the spec I'd have. Maybe not the PDK. I'd probably do a manual, but I don't know.
I'm gonna be a no.
That's the only reason it's on the list, because it's got my favorite Porsche color.
Yeah. No.
All right.
I'm surprised that that's your favorite Porsche color. I'm trying to imagine that on different Porsches, and I don't think I like it on any of the ones I can imagine.
That color on the turbo that was that Amazon green,
Mm-hmm.
I think makes it a way better car.
I don't think that's possible.
No? All right.
I mean,
Yeah, that
that's
color
an
on that
entirely
car over there.
subjective thing, so whatever. But
Yeah, I'm a no on that one.
All right. Next.
Second to last.
Ooh. All right. So modified 1964 Corvette with 4-speed.
they ruined it. No,
Convertible.
It's convertible. It's dark green. It's got flares, side pipes, headlights.
I believe those are Le Mans style headlights.
Yeah.
They called them that back then. It's got good flares.
It's got great flares. Well, it's got good flares.
I don't think that they improved the look of it.
It's got chairs, flares and chairs.
C4 seats.
Those are not C4 seats.
They don't look like C4 seats.
Those fold in half, so those are not C4 seats.
They're C4 style.
C4 style.
Hate the steering wheel.
Yeah, but
It's wood. I
it
don't
could
hate
be a
it.
lot worse.
Could be worse, yes.
Could be worse.
That's an acceptably bad steering wheel to me.
Yeah, I agree with Soren.
It's certainly not going to be the first thing I change. How about that?
I didn't dig too deep on this guy. I just thought it looked kind of cool.
I don't like the headlights.
You don't like a C2
I
with
don't.
Le Mans
I
headlights?
don't like the Vesla Mont headlights.
The car looks cool.
I don't like them. The splitter thing looks weird.
What?
Spoiler.
Whatever.
That looks weird.
Doesn't look right.
Maybe because it doesn't have a bumper on it. Maybe?
It just
I
looks
don't
off.
know.
It looks like it's got its mouth open and it's surprised.
It's what you're going to look like when you're driving it.
I love the color. The white
Yeah.
stripe could go. The
The
little
stripe
yellow
is
stripes
kind of
are okay.
weird, but
Why is the stripe weird?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't like the white stripe. I do think the yellow things over the front wheels are fine.
Oh, really? Those bother me.
They're
Yep.
not awful.
Don't like those.
I think if that was just green,
It'd be better if it was just green.
Yep.
that would be cool.
I like that the side pipes aren't shiny.
Yeah.
I like the wheels.
I'm
More
a
or
big
less.
fan of the battery jumpers
Yeah.
coming out the side scoop either. That's a weird.
It is weird, but
Shouldn't the side pipes replace the rocker trim?
I'm not sure. Maybe. But then again, it's a wide body, so you got to get
Yeah.
something
They're
to.
probably aftermarket headers.
I feel like they over flared that a little.
I don't think so.
I think it's the proper amount of flare.
Yeah.
It's what?
The proper amount.
Just won't get
That
there.
is an excellent green.
It's probably a fun car.
You know what? I take that. I like the stripe. I take my stripe.
I guess it
comment back.
16.5.
That's a good deal.
That's a pretty good deal. Probably rock that at that price. I
Yeah.
don't know about how much more.
I think
Because I
anything
think
under
that would
20,
be-
that would be a good deal.
I think that'd be a starting point. I'd have to change some stuff.
Yeah, you know, okay. I do like C2s and I like the convertibleness of it. And as a starting point to change things, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with.
I mean, you could put the headlights back in it that
maybe.
you want. Maybe.
Probably wouldn't be getting rid of the flares.
I would not. No.
That'd be a lot of effort.
Yeah, and I think that's just that's the biggest reason why it looks cool is the flares.
Okay. So I mean, yes, I think.
I'm a yes because I picked it.
Fair. Sorry.
Just because you pick it doesn't make you a yes.
That's true, but
As a starting point, I'm a yes. I want that car, I'm a no. But at that price, I think that's in starting point territory. So
Okay.
at that price, I'm a yes.
And last car of the evening.
Dun,
Are you
dun,
ready?
dun.
dun-dun-dun-dun. I hope it's not a van with a camper.
Is not a van with a camper.
Oh, I thought I left this on my list, and I'm glad I did. 59 Corvette with a LT1 Gen 5, whatever that means.
That means it's not a 1970 LT1.
Okay.
Don't like the wheels.
What?
Don't like the engine swap.
Or a C4 generation.
Love the color combination,
Yeah.
at least on the outside. Couldn't say about the inside.
I think it's a classy lady.
What did you not like?
He doesn't like anything about it.
I don't
so
like the
far.
wheels,
Yeah.
and I don't
They're not
really
the best,
approve of
but
the engine swap.
I approve of the engine swap. Wheels are terrible.
The color combination for
Yeah,
the
the
bodywork
wheels could go.
is great.
Colors are great. Yep.
I'm not a C1 guy, but
That's my favorite.
that C1 with different wheels, and if I didn't know about the engine, I could be convinced on.
I mean, the interior on that thing is
The interior is pretty
mint.
bitchin'.
Steering wheel's pretty killer.
Yeah.
I like that.
So swap some decent wheels onto it, and don't tell me about the engine, that'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know what would be wrong with the engine, but okay. Yeah, it's an automatic, but still.
It's
I
a
think
cruiser.
that's
It's a
okay
cruiser.
in that application.
Yeah, it's a cruiser.
Right? You show up in that, you drive that because you look good in that, not because It's good to drive, is my opinion.
Image can't be loaded.
Hmm?
You can't load the image.
Yeah, the wheels are the weak point.
Fortunately, they bolt on
They do.
because the rest of the appearance of it is great.
I think the stance is great. Yeah. Wheels are the only thing I'd change so far.
It's their 19s. I don't know. But it's got Art Morrison chassis. So it's got a lot of money in the chassis.
Yeah. 75 grand with 5 days left, or 4 days, or however many days.
Is that what it said?
5 days.
76,000 with 5 days. It's probably going to go for a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Hypercoil coilovers. Boy, I bet they spent a bunch on those wheels.
it's interesting how people spend a bunch on wheels that don't look good.
I don't mind them, but there are way better wheels that would fit that car.
I mind them. I don't like them at all. I think they clash with the whole profile of that car. If you put your thumbs over the wheels and look at it, it's like, oh, that's a good looking car. And if you take your thumbs away, you're like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It gives it like a bad Bentley look, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Guess we can't zoom in on them, Soren, so you can see them even closer.
I don't need to see them closer.
The internet will not allow that to happen.
Seeing them closer is making me like them better.
I want you to see them closer.
No, the internet doesn't even like them.
All right, are we done with this one?
Are you done with this one?
I'm done with this one.
So you're not buying it?
How about this?
All you got to do is change wheels.
If I had the money and it was not already, there weren't cars I'd rather have because I already have them, I'd consider it because it's good looking. But
Would you have this or the other one? The green one.
the green one.
Ooh, we got them to get a
You know what?
more radical seat, whatever, too.
I mean, the C2, if it went for 20 and this goes for 100, he'd have 80 grand to play around with.
Well, and I like C2s better than C1s
Yeah.
visually. And I don't like the front end of that C2, but I feel like that's pretty fixable.
The front end?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't like what they did with the lights and like the way the
Huh?
whatever it is, spoiler wing splitter thing.
On this?
No, on the C2.
Oh, sorry.
But I feel like that's pretty fixable shit. There's nothing about the outside of this I don't like, except that, it's a C1, which is not my preferred one, and I don't like the wheels.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
I
That
think
being
I'm
said-
I think I'm actually with you on that.
The wheels?
C1's not my favorite.
Yeah,
Those wheels aren't great.
I agree.
Colors
But
are good.
otherwise, this
The
car
interior's good.
is really nice.
So what's the car of the night?
For me, the green 911. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
I might have to agree with you on that, just because it had the first good driving video we've seen in I don't know how long.
Yeah. Well, the other 911 had I think probably a pretty similar video. We just were unable to watch it all.
The audio wasn't going to be as good,
It definitely wouldn't have sounded as great.
but I don't know if that's the car or just the way they did the audio.
I think it was the car.
And the way they did the audio.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I think the other one they probably had the
It was probably at least in the engine bay. I mean, that was
Yeah.
just crazy induction noise,
yeah.
which I would just get a hole saw and drill a whole bunch of holes in that firewall so I could hear it even better.
The green Porsche is not visually my favorite car, but it sounded pretty nice, and I bet you it's a hoot to drive.
I hate all the graphics and I don't know that I would want to drive around with all the graphics.
Oh, I love it.
But, or I should say, I don't know that I would choose those graphics to drive the car around with. But I think I would. I don't think I'd change anything on that car.
No, and I'm wondering if it would be really cool if someone hand painted them, but I doubt it.
Well, it said they were painted.
Right.
How else would you do that?
He means
Well, like you
actually
could
stripe
mask them off and like spray them and then clear over top of them.
it. Yep.
But it'd be cool if they just painted it green and
With
then
a brush.
cleared it and then brushed all those little stripe, like lettered all the signs and
Oh,
stuff
like
on
hand
it.
pen striping?
Because
Yeah,
that's how
pen
it
striping.
would have been done back in the day.
Right.
Do you clear over that then?
I wouldn't.
Doesn't that expose it to coming off pretty easily?
No. I mean, years and years and years they kind of fade
It would
and
eventually patina
patina.
nicely.
So are you in on the green Porsche is the car of the night?
I think so. Thing is, it's the one of the last cars of the night, and I'm trying to remember if there was anything that.
There's that red Chevelle. That was pretty good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that Porsche's. Yeah, I think that's the best one.
It's the best
And it was
driving video that I
cheap.
can remember.
Man, that seems really cheap. 55,000.
Well, I guess that's the verdict,
All right.
Soren. That's the best one for you, or no?
I'm gonna say it is the best
It beats over a three-wheeler.
because it has such a good driving video and it sounds so good. And I like those cars, even though I don't like that paint scheme. I could choose to live with that paint scheming for a while, and I might later decide that I don't want it.
Just wear a hat and sunglasses when you drive it.
Yeah.
How would I do that?
You just wear a Santa Claus hat.
Yeah.
Why?
All right. Well, that's it for this week.
Toodaloo. Stay tuned. Like, tag, share, subscribe, ring the bell, ding the dang,
Yeah. Be kind to
comment
monkeys.
and vomit.